What is going on, Yankee fans? I am finally back with another New York Yankees video, and in this video we're going to talk about the Yankees series versus the Los Angeles Angels and the Baltimore Orioles. 6 games, which the Yankees went 2-4. We're going to break down both series in this video. We'll talk about why I have not uploaded in about a week, and I'll actually break that down right now. The reason why I have not uploaded in a week is because I've actually been under the weather the past few days. I haven't really been able to talk, really. My voice was just shot. It hurt to talk, and I had a bad cough. I just physically couldn't make videos. As you can tell, my voice is still, I sound still a little bit under the weather because I am. I'm still congested, but I am feeling a lot better today, so I'm good enough to make videos, and I will be making videos consistently from now on. So, let's get into the Yankees and Angels series. And the Yankees played a 3-game set in Anaheim after splitting with the Oakland A's, which I made a video on, which was my most recent video before I went under the weather. And the Yankees played a very disappointing series against the Angels. Going into this series, I really wanted the Yankees to just beat up on the pretty poor Los Angeles Angels. Win the series, at least take 2 out of 3, and move on to the homestand. Well, they lost 2 out of 3. The first game was very close, but they fell short, lost 8-7. Corey Kluber made his first start since coming off the IL, his first start since May. I do expect Corey Kluber to figure it out eventually, because that's what he did in the beginning of the season, before he got injured, of course. But in the beginning of the year, Kluber was bad. He had that one good start, I think it was against the Nationals or whatever, and then he really settled down, and then he threw a no-hitter. So I expect Corey Kluber to look like the Corey Kluber who threw a no-hitter after a few starts. But he wasn't good. He gave up 5 runs in 4 innings. He didn't go very long into the game. He didn't give us much longevity, and he gave up 5 runs. It was not good enough, plain and simple. The offense did a good job. They scored 7 runs, but they fell short and they lost. Tough loss. And of course, stupid Juan Lagares, Mets legend, hit the go-ahead single in that game. I don't know what it is with some of these guys. Tony Kemp, Juan Lagares. Now, Jose Altuve is good, but Jose Altuve, like Brock Holt, guys like that. Guys who aren't that great of a player. Well, Jose Altuve's good. But guys like bench players who aren't great against other teams. They play the Yankees and they're Babe Ruth. And Juan Lagares is one of those guys. He had a high pitch from Heaney, and he hit it off the wall, and then he hit the go-ahead single off Clay Holmes in the 8th. I don't know what it is, but some of these guys just kill the Yankees. And that's what Juan Lagares is the Yankee killer. Hit the go-ahead single, and the Angels win the game 8-7. Kluber was bad. Heaney was bad, as always. And offense did a good job coming back, but it wasn't enough to win the game. So Yankees lost that game 8-7. Game 2, they lost 6-4. Jameson Taillon was really bad. He gave up 5 runs, I believe. I think it might have been 6, actually. Because Ohtani stole home. He gave up 6 earned runs in 4 2/3. He was absolutely atrocious in that game. The offense was okay. Rizzo hit a homer. Gary Sanchez hit his first home run in a while. Made it I think, a 3-2 game. Judge with the RBI single, and then Stanton with a sac fly that almost left the yard, almost tied the game. But the offense didn't do enough in that game. But it wasn't the offense's fault. It was Jameson Taillon's fault, because Taillon was just atrocious in that game. That's now 2 starts in a row for him, where he has just been bad. And he has to start today to, prove everyone wrong. But his past 2 starts, he's been bad. So let's hope today he can pitch better. But Yankees lost the first 2 games of the series to the Angels, who just could not get swept by a very bad Angels team. They came out the final game of the series, and Garrett Cole absolutely shoved in that game. He was fantastic. 7 innings, 1 run, 4 hits. Looks like just a typical Cole start. He had 15 strikeouts. 15 strikeouts. He was fantastic. He was painting the corners. His fastball was filthy. His breaking ball, his slider, his cutter, every pitch was filthy. He only gave up 4 hits in the game. I think 2 of them were to David Fletcher, who's just a pest at the plate. But outside of that, the Angels could not touch him. The Yankees offense did a good job. Luke Voit with the 2-run single, who should be playing every day, by the way. Gardner with the single, and then Aaron Judge with his 30th home run of the year. Made it a 4-1 game. Garrett Cole was just brilliant. And the Yankees offense did enough to win the game, and they avoided the sweep against the Los Angeles Angels. So I'm happy we didn't get swept, but again, an unacceptable series loss. You have to come back against Baltimore and bounce back. Well, they came back home. They won the first game 4-3 on a walk-off single by Stanton. Nestor Cortez did a great job in that game. He's just been great all year. He did a great job. Stanton hit, what, a home run and a walk-off single. They won the game 4-3. And Clay Holmes was just fantastic, as he was in the second game as well. The Yankees came out the next 2 games and lost both. They lost the series to the last place, the worst team in baseball, the Baltimore Orioles. Absolutely unacceptable. I'm not going to rant in this video because I've said it multiple times in videos where it's the day after or, they're still in the first wildcard spot or a playoff spot or whatever. I'm not going to rant in this video. But they lost the series at home to the Baltimore Orioles. The second game, we wasted a very solid start by Jordan Montgomery. He went 4 2/3, 1 run, 6 hits, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts. Sure, you would have liked him to go longer than 4 2/3, but he only gave up 1 earned run and walked 2. He was really solid. His ERA is down to 3.47. That is impeccable. That's fantastic. That is way higher than what I thought he would pitch this year. He's been great. He did another really good job. When's the last time Montgomery's had a bad start? It's been a long time. He did a really good job. And then Clay Holmes came out of the pen and was fantastic. An inning in the third, no runs, no hits, and 4 strikeouts. Clay Holmes has been unhittable for this team. I don't know how this guy was bad for the Pirates. He's been fantastic for us. Like I said, pretty much like early season Aroldis Chapman unhittable. He's been that good. The bullpen besides Clay Holmes was bad. Peralta was absolutely atrocious. Chapman was bad. He could not throw strikes. Had 3 strikeouts, but again, gave up the game-winning sac fly to Pedro Severino, who is a terrible hitter, by the way. Aroldis Chapman was not good at all. Bad job by Sanchez to drop the strikeout, but still. Chapman was not good. You should be able to make up for that, and he didn't. Litke did a good job in that game, but nevertheless, losing a game, not only lose a series, but losing a game to the Baltimore Orioles in a critical stretch is ridiculous. To get shut down by Chris Ellis. Ever heard of him? Probably not. Chris Ellis, who had a no-hitter through 5, is just mind-bogglingly ridiculous. I don't think that's a word, but I don't care. It's ridiculous. They lost the game 4-3. Joey Gallo had a big homer, finally. He's been awful as a Yankee, but hit a 2-run shot. Yay. Hooray. Throw a party. But that was it. They lost 4-3. The finale of this series was one of the most ridiculous games I've ever watched. This was the first Orioles series win since the opening week, or the opening series of 2019. That was the Orioles' first series win against the Yankees in Yankee Stadium in like 2 years. I think, that's 2 years from now. That's ridiculous. To lose a series to the Baltimore Orioles at home is just unacceptable. I mean, it wasn't really the team's fault to lose this game because Gary Sanchez had 2 homers and 6 RBIs in this game. He was fantastic. He had a grand slam. He had a 2-run shot. He was awesome. His best game of the season. And it didn't even matter. That's the sad part. It did not even matter. It did not result to a win. Rizzo had a single. What else? I'm sure I'm missing something. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm not. But Rizzo had a bloop single in the game. And Gary Sanchez did all the other work. But just ridiculously bad series for the New York Yankees. These are series you need to win. These are series you need to sweep. They didn't even win this series. It's just a joke. I don't know what to say about this team. I'm not going to say the season is over because it's obviously not. Because I wouldn't be shocked if they come out and smack around the Blue Jays. Because that's baseball, Susan. But to Baltimore? Really? You've lost 7 games to the Orioles. We've only beat them 9 times. 9 times, like from Ferris Bueller. But I mean, to only beat Baltimore 9 times out of 15 or 16 or whatever is ridiculous. It's just laughable. It really is. Gary Sanchez was awesome in this game. You know who was not awesome? Andrew Heaney. Andrew Heaney is the worst pitcher I've ever seen don the pinstripes. And I've seen some bad pitchers. I've seen Tyler Clippard. I've seen Brooks Kriske. I've seen, who else? What was that guy's name? I've seen Nick Nelson. I've seen some bad players. I've seen Greg Bird. I get he's not a pitcher, but still. He was terrible. He was a terrible hitter. He didn't play defense. He was awful. I hated him. I've seen 2020 Gary Sanchez, who was just a miserable player to watch. Andrew Heaney might be the worst overall player I've seen in my life. Hold on, I just gotta get a support. Sorry. That's good. Anyway, Andrew Heaney is seriously that bad. He is awful. Seriously awful. He went 1/3 of an inning. 1/3 of an inning. 4 runs, 4 hits. The one out he got was a pop-up. He sucks. Get him off the roster. DFA him, like the Blue Jays did Brad Hand. DFA him, or send him to the Shanghai Sharks. I don't care. Send him to the KBO. Send him to the... I don't care what league. Send him to the Mexican League. To just any league. The California Penal League, for God's sake. Just get Andrew Heaney off this team. I can't stand him any longer. If you know what the California Penal League, it's from a movie, Major League, by the way. Great movie. Go out and watch it. But anyway, back to the topic. Andrew Heaney is terrible. Get him off this team. He can't pitch in big spots. He can't pitch in any spot because he's terrible. He can't start. He can't come out of the bullpen. Luis Heel and Clark Schmidt should be on this team, and Andrew Heaney should be DFA'd. He's not good. Admit you made a mistake. Brian Cashman should admit he just made a mistake with this trade and get rid of him. That's all you got to do. Great game by Sanchez. Chad Green was also brilliant out of the bullpen, who should have been in the game earlier, but our manager's an idiot. He has no idea what he's doing, but that's besides the point. Awesome job by Sanchez in that game, but just a unacceptable series loss. The Yankees better bounce back and take at least 3 or 4 from the Blue Jays. They're a good team. They swept the Oakland A's. They're a good team. Very good team. They have a good offense. They can score a lot of runs. We haven't seen the Blue Jays in a while, and we're not going to see Robbie Ray in this series. I don't know if that means much, but still. Not seeing a team in a long time might not be a good thing, but we're not going to see their best pitcher, Robbie Ray, who might be the Cy Young in the American League. It should be Garrett Cole, but we all know MLB's bias against the Yankees, so they're probably going to give it to Robbie Ray, but whatever. Robbie Ray's an amazing pitcher. We're not going to see him in this series because he pitched yesterday. We're going to see Ryu, Matz, Manoah, and I think Barrios? Yeah, Barrios. They're good pitchers. I'm not saying they're bad, but we should be able to hit those guys. And I hope that we can at least take 3 or 4 from the Blue Jays. We're not going to sweep them, obviously, but just bounce back and win this series because we need it in the worst way. The Red Sox lost yesterday. We had a chance to take advantage. We couldn't come through. You want to know why? It's not the team's fault. It's Andrew Heaney's fault. Get him off the roster ASAP. He sucks. He's trash. He's garbage. Get him off the roster. He's terrible. Also, our shortstop, Gleyber Torres. Not talking about Andrew Velazquez. I'm talking about Gleyber Torres. Who's also not good either, but I'm talking about Gleyber Torres. I get he had 2 hits yesterday. He takes his sweet time throwing the ball to first. In the first inning, he misses a bounce throw from Sanchez. He can't put his body in front of it, so it gets past him, and Mullins goes to third. It's unacceptable how nonchalant Gleyber Torres plays in the field. He is an awful defender. He's not having a good season offensively. The past 2 years, he's been pitiful with the bat. He has no power anymore. Without the juice balls, he's just not that great of a hitter. There are... The free agent class for shortstops is loaded. Get me Correa, get me Story, get me Simeon, get me Baez, get me anyone else, any other shortstop on the market that's better than Gleyber. So I don't want to watch Gleyber Torres play shortstop every day for us. Or if you don't want to trade Gleyber, trade Luke Voigt. Trade one of them because I can't watch Gleyber anymore play shortstop. He's an awful defensive shortstop. His bat might come around. It could. It probably will. But move DJ to first, Gleyber to second, and sign a shortstop and put him at short. Get Trevor Story, put him at short. Correa, Seager, Baez. Put either one of those guys or Simeon too. He's a shortstop as well. Put one of those guys at short, or trade Voigt. If you want to trade Voigt, Move Gleyber to second and sign one of those guys I just mentioned. If you don't want to trade Voit, you want to keep him around and trade Gleyber, then, put Gleyber at second, put DJ at first, and then get a shortstop. That's what you should do, in my opinion. That's my offseason plan. If I were the GM, that would be my plan for the Yankees. Because I don't want to watch Gleyber play shortstop anymore. I just can't do it. So, my rant's over. That's going to do it for this video. If you're as frustrated as I am with this team, but I am happy to be back making videos on the New York Sports Sub channel. So, make sure to drop a like on the video and hit that subscribe button, and I'll talk to you guys Yankees edition on Thursday as I recap the 4-game set against the Blue Jays. Tyone's on the mound today against, I think it's Hyun-Jin Ryu. Game 2, Steven Matz against Garrett Cole. Game 3 is Alek Manoah against Luis Gil. I think he's going to start that game. And then Game 4 should be Nestor Cortez Jr. going up against Jose Barrios. Alright, guys, so that is going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll talk to you guys soon for a Giants video. Peace. Go Yankees.